What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Dent Digest Live Show. What's up, Manny?
Yo, what's up, Ryan? What's up to everyone out there?
How are you in the Thursday night day? You've been working on some nasty stuff, man.
Yes, I have. Thank God. I mean, I don't know if everyone's doing the same, but it's been busy lately. I don't know how you're doing, Ryan, but yeah, it's been busy, and
lots of roofs.
Well, a lot of nasty dents over here. It's just been playing catch up, every day. And days like today, just like trying to make sure I get done on time so I could join the show, man. Thanks for letting me join you.
I'm used to you coming at the very last second and ready to go, all sweaty and dirty and ready to go,
Yeah, just jump in, right?
That's it, man. Whatever, right? So there's a couple things I want to go over real quick. And then if you guys don't know, obviously the Dream event is Saturday. So if you haven't signed up yet, make sure you get to that. Get signed up. A bunch of speakers, Dave Stream and Don Cavanaugh are putting it together. Check it out. Should be a pretty good. And even if you don't have time, at least support these guys. They do quite a bit in the industry. So check it out. Yeah, sign up as soon as you can. So I've got a couple tools here.
Nice.
But I'm not going to bring them on until, the main feature of this show, So I'm gonna bring him on when he's on so he can explain what we have going on here. Do you have anything handy? I didn't tell you to bring tools, but
you did it. But I grabbed one. Paint meter. It always surprises me how many guys don't have a paint meter. There's a lot. My eyes are trained to see when it's original, non-original. But it always surprises me when there's other techs who don't have that same eye train. But even for me, this is my last resort. If I'm not sure,
exactly,
this is going to tell me.
Like that gate you worked on today was definitely a repaint.
Oh yeah,
but you get tricked sometimes because sometimes they take them off and they paint them off the car, and there's no tape line, there's no feather edge line, and sometimes you get caught. And once in a while you get a really good paint job that you can't tell that it's been painted.
I agree, and there is good painters out there. There's really good painters out there that will definitely leave no trade, and paint meter, I definitely recommend it to all the techs out there. I mean, it's almost like every shop should have it, Yeah.
And you did something really good today that I thought was really, really good educational stuff for some of these guys, because some of these guys don't know. Me and you have worked in body shops, so we know what we're looking for.
Yep.
The stickers on the gate were painted.
Yeah.
The bolts had socket marks on it.
Yep.
You could feel the texture of the paint on the inside of the panel. So there was a lot of stuff that you picked out on there.
Yeah.
It's hopefully some of these guys picked up because it was good information.
Yeah, it was. So I just wanted to bring it up. And these things ain't cheap. And I think a lot of you guys already know that. And honestly, I was always hesitated. And one day I kept looking on offer up. And before you knew it, I found this thing for dirt cheap. And I was like, yes, I got to have it. So I don't know. I just, it's not a dent pusher tool, but you definitely need it.
It's still a tool.
Yeah, for sure. And then lastly, I
saw that. What is that stuff?
So it's it's the nano skin, and it's basically, I don't know, to me, it's kind of like a high-end spray wax because it's like a sealant too. It doesn't last for years, but it for sure will last a few months. To me, it's just that high-end spray wax. It's not your regular showroom wax, which also works. But I just think that it's very important to, have a really good spray wax so that when you're done with your job, like really give it that final touch, Yeah. And I think sometimes we forget that when the client goes back to the car and looks at the car, she's not just looking at the car. She's looking at how that dent that you just fixed is being presented. So your dent could be as clean as possible, but if there's finger marks, there's dirt around it, that's the first thing that they're going to go for. They're going to wipe that. Oh, what is that? You know, like, oh, what is this? Oh, it's just
I call it the presentation. It's part of the presentation of the dent. And one thing I've learned, I always seem to wipe the whole panel. I've seen guys to where they'll just fix the dent and there's still dirt and stuff around
Call it a day.
For one, it's drawing your attention directly to where you repaired.
Yeah.
But I think it's the worst. The comment that I always get is they say, man, now I got to wash my car. That whole door's completely shiny and clean. And I was like, you should have washed it before you brought it to me, you know?
Yeah.
So,
but so I don't know, 2 little things that I think make a difference. So
the other thing, Matt Moore had his PDR 101 seminar.
Nice.
And if you guys haven't been watching Matt Moore has been on fire. I mean, on fire, just opening up his brand new facility, his auto spa, and his 101 seminar. He had a pretty good turnout for its first time. And I think it's a fantastic event for guys that are trying to get into the industry. So if you guys there's a lot of body guys in here that I know personally that watch weekly, and you guys are always like, man, I would love to learn that. I'm like, you're too old for that. You don't want to learn this. Keep putting mud in it. But that would be a really good event and what they do is they kind of educate you on the business side and really make sure it's something you want to take a leap in before you quit your job and start trying to learn paintless dent repair. Help you out with the training side, help you out with the business side, and really kind of get you to make sure this is exactly what you want to do. And I thought that was a great idea.
Now, is this like a virtual, like a one-on-one?
No, it was a 2-day seminar last weekend. Okay. And he did a really good job. I mean, he had his couple guys there. He had some seminars. He had some classroom stuff, and it seemed like it went really well. You know, he said it was a great turnout. So
nice.
I'll definitely keep you posted on the next ones that he throws, just to try to get you guys some more information. But let's get into this show. I want to get Stucky on and get him off so he can enjoy his trip away from home. Let's get him on.
So you're interviewing him on vacation.
I know. He's like, oh, that's the week of spring break. And I was like, let's just do it another week. He's like, no, we're fine. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? I'm the only one that does shows when we're away. But, you know, let's get him on here. What's up, Stucky?
Hi, guys.
Hey, Stucky.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
Look at that Poland in the background. This guy's got it made right now.
I know. It's not too bad. Yeah, I'm not really good with dates. Like, I don't remember anything until it comes up. My wife, you know, she's the one that keeps me on track most of the times. And then I was like, oh, yeah, Shuddy, we'll do that. No problem. And then I was like, she's like, spring break's next week. I'm like, oh. Well, all right, well, it's okay.
So, and if some of these guys don't know who you are, you own Stucky PDR Tools, and I just purchased a light from you. I just got it last weekend. And I was a pro PDR guy before. And I have an eliminant light. So I've got a little bit of all. And I really like it. I'm really digging the fade. And I know you were always a big kind of dent wizard, fog type of light.
Nice.
I'm really, really enjoying it. So
yeah,
good job on that.
I still use a fog on it. But with that new XL light, I use it how it is. And we've been asked, you know, hey, are you going to make a lens for it? And, you know, as you see, it's not really made to come apart.
No.
Very easily. It's kind of almost like a unibody construction. Like the end caps help. They're heated and actually form fitted on there. You can take it apart if you need to, but now with the new polycarbonate lens, we don't have that issue of the lens breaking either. So there's really not many reasons for you to take it apart. And we just, it takes you a little bit to get used to at first because it is very, very detailed and just kind of learning how to angle your light, how to position your light to see that. But then once you get over that learning curve for the first day or so, you can pick out some detail with it.
I mean, it's really detailed. Like today I had a roof and I had the Pro PDR and the Stucky, and I was like, he's got something there. He's got something there. You know what else I got was 7.5 hours on one battery.
Oh, good. Yeah, I always try to be conservative on my run times that I advertise. So we say, 5 to 6 hours normally, running 3 strips on full power. And of course, if you turn your light on and off when you're not using it, or if you dim it down, that'll change your amount of runtime. Or if you're running all 6 strips, that'll change your runtime. But I'd rather undersell and over deliver. Just same thing with our dents, and that's how we're always taught. So I'd rather be conservative in my estimates to you as a customer than tell you, inflate my numbers and make it seem like it's so great, and then you're disappointed.
Yeah. No, I'm very, very happy with it. When I fully used it, I had a hail car yesterday and then this roof today, and something, I don't know. It picks up the orange peel differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. For most route guys, you're fine with that one battery. If you're doing hail, we always recommend having a second battery. And when I'm doing hail, I use 2 batteries. Now,
you do have something new that dropped, I don't know, a couple months ago. What is this little guy?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
3-tip knockdown with magnets on the back. Give us a story on this real quick, Stucky.
Okay, so, most people should know, and hopefully you do know, by now, Natalia Baltimore, the guy that started Dent Wizard, right? So we've known Lito. I call Lito Padrino. Means Godfather in Spanish. And I'm a former wizard. He started the company. I really attribute that I wouldn't be where I am in my life if he wouldn't have started this. I wouldn't have been able to get into this career.
That's cool.
I always have tons of respect for him and his family, and we've gotten pretty close with him over the years. And one day, his son Jonathan called my wife Alma and said, "Hey, we have this idea for this tool. We'd like for you guys to look at it." So they sent us their original, which is the same basic tool as you have right there, except for it was machine nylon. It was round. It had embedded tips in it, and so we just kind of restyled it a little bit. We made it injection molded. We made it where you could change your tips, because everybody has their favorite tips. Like I love using. I still use metal tips. I'm an old school wizard. I do love a lot of Edgy Tools tips. I have like fine knockdown. A lot of new phenolic tips, or not phenolic, but the peak tips. We use a lot of those. So I want to make it where you can kind of use it for whatever you want.
Yeah. And I do like the blending hammer attachment to it.
Well, we basically made it as an extendable knockdown.
Okay.
A lot of times, even though I've gotten very custom, we've all gotten accustomed now to the blending hammer, which is something I saw in Europe back in early 2000, and I was like, how are they very precise with that? And you can be pretty precise with it with lots and lots of practice, but you still can't be pinpoint precise as putting a knockdown where you want it and hitting it with a hammer.
Yeah.
So kind of made that just as an extendable knockdown, just to add to the versatility of the tool.
And you see this little tip. This is something you came out with too. The little
extended. It's not easy. It's a leather pull.
Let's see that. Oh, nice.
Yeah, we didn't invent the leather tip, but it was something we kind of threw together. It was another add-on for the Padrino.
And I've had this thing for quite a while, and it's a tool if you're doing hail, or if you're doing a lot of higher end repairs and you don't have this, you are missing out. And I swear, I show everybody that I'm in a body shop, and I'm like, you need to buy this tool. And they're like, what is it? And I'm like, when you get in there and the holes are all boogered up. He's like, yeah. And then you go in there and show them, like, oh my gosh, that thing's amazing. This thing is freaking the bomb, and it's the hole straightener. And I saw it I think I saw it at MT and I was like, oh, I gotta have one of these.
Yeah, it's been doing very well. We just got our patent on it, I think towards the end of last year. So that's allowed us to move towards we have some other big tool companies that are looking at that tool now. So we're hoping that might branch out into more mainstream tools besides just PDR.
Nice.
You have one, Fanny?
No, that's why I'm over here just staying quiet.
Boy.
Like, oh, I wish I had it. I wish I had it.
I'm telling you. And the hail car we did yesterday, I mean, it's bad. I mean, it was a terrible like crazy hail car. And I pulled those little holders out for the taillight, the little white things that the pin goes into. And I boogered this hole up. I mean, this hole was just wrecked. I cleaned it right up, man. And it clipped right back in. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so great. But I'm telling you, man, these are fantastic. I mean, you can see how much I'm starting to wear the logo off of them. I use them all the time.
That's funny.
So great tool.
We're finding more and more use for it, since you can actually kind of, clamp down on the metal and kind of manipulate it. I had like some metal pegboard that I was putting up in the machine shop, and one corner was all bent before I could hang steel, like straighten out with that tool and a hammer.
Yeah.
And then I know Daniel Gron has been using it in motorcycle tanks, which I don't mess with that stuff. I don't deal with motorcycle tanks. But it's kind of cool to see the different uses of that. And we have some other plans for that tool also.
Now, a thing I used it on today, I had a Nissan Frontier, pulled the third brake light out, and I have that little Dentcraft little leverage block that goes over top the edge of the metal, and you pry off of that so you don't booger it up. But it still kind of rolls it a little bit. And this worked really well because I kind of just stuck it on there and just kind of bent that lip back all the way across, and it was perfect. So fantastic job. Thank you.
Nice.
That's all I can say is thank you.
What's funny though is like you were saying, Ryan, is when the bodymen see you, like you're actually fixing those little holes, and you're like, oh, you're actually going to fix that? Like, yeah, I got the tool for it.
Yeah. I had a reinspection for Travelers Insurance. Was it last year? And he came halfway in the repair. He just showed back up. Mm-hmm. And he was looking at that because this was one of the guys locally that travels for CAT. And he physically was looking at the underside of the hood on those holes to see if the holes were tore up.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't believe you straightened those holes. I could see they were manipulated, but I'm glad you straightened them. And I'm like, I'm no dummy. We got smart dent guys that create great tools. So, I mean, why would I not have it?
Well, and you see that a lot too with, especially if you're working a manufacturer deal or high-end retail, you're going to have to straighten out those holes and touch up, any marks underneath the panels.
So what tool did you use before you created that? I'm just curious.
Hammer. Try and hammer it back. You use your tool to kind of pry against it and try and flatten it out, and your hammer knock down and try and flatten it back the other way. You just have to go back and forth to manipulate it until you got it as close as you could, and then touch it up and roll.
Now you do a lot of your own like 3D printing and kind of get creative with that way, correct?
Yeah, a lot of times we'll 3D print a part before we'll have a mold made for it. Just it saves a lot of time and money. We got a laser engraver last year, I think. So now we're engraving all our housings and stuff in-house. And then we just got a CNC table. I was talking with
Chad.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that forgets names.
Yeah, I'll forget my own name sometimes. I was talking with Chad quite a bit about it because we were looking at some things we need to do for our new cart that we're working on, and Chad gave me some good advice on the CNC table that he uses and the versatility of it. So I finally got one of those and got it set up. I haven't really got to try it out yet because I just got it set up. So that'll be what I'll be working on next week.
Nice.
Now, you did do your little sneak peek of your cart. I don't know if you want to get into that a little bit.
Yeah, we kind of, even though this will also work for hail technicians. We designed a cart for the on the go technician. So like I've been to storms where, I have to fix a car one day at this one shop, and then I have to pack up and I have to go to another shop an hour away the next morning. And, I've been locked out of shops packing up my truck at night. And I'm like, there's got to be a better way than, I hate having to take all my tools off, put them in my box, put my cart, put my lights up. So I wanted something that you could fold up, strap your tools down, throw it in the back of your vehicle, and roll on. So the design of this cart is that there's a main cabinet which has a fold-up tabletop, and the tabletop has compartments for your tabs, your hole straightener, your knockdowns, and then so when you open up, the doors hold your tools. You open up the doors, and then you flip up this tabletop, so you have the compartments there, and then underneath that you have, in the main cabinet, you have a compartment to hold your lights, your mini light, to hold your glue gun, hold your buffer, hold your slide hammer, some of your other basic tools. Now this isn't going to replace like your big cart for the guys that are in shops all day long, or the guys that have every tool known to man, which we love those guys, but this is really designed for the on-the-go tech. So if you got to do these cars, then you got to pack up and go. Time is money, and every time setting up and breaking down, that costs you money.
Oh yeah.
So we want something fast. So this is designed to keep most of your tools on the cart, and just fold up, strap it down, and put it away.
Now,
get to your site, you open up and get to work.
Did I see the backside had a line board on it?
Yeah, that was Alma's idea. We just had this blank space. So Alma's like, why don't we put some lines and the fog on there, especially for the route techs, guys at auction, guys working the lots. So just a little add-on we put on there.
When do you expect it's going to go live?
Oh, that's a big problem right now. We're all seeming to experience supply chain problems with COVID. So like I've been waiting on. I have a handful of carts we were making just to get the first ones out, because I have some guys that have been inputting, and they're going to be using them. But even just waiting on this part has taken several months, and that's been a big problem for us. Like just getting the materials in. That's why we were originally we were thinking about molding the top with the compartments, and then after dealing with all this, we're like, well, why don't we just do like our prototype and CNC, the top and the lid for it, and then rivet the compartment part underneath it.
Now, some of that is like extruded aluminum is what it looked like, right?
Yes.
Nice.
So it's light.
It's fairly lightweight. Yes. The compartments are a type of they're not a solid plastic. They're kind of like almost like a corrugated. So they're strong, but they're lightweight.
Okay.
And then certain other panels are like different kinds of plastic or aluminum.
You got anything else you want to snip it out, or is that all? Were you still keeping some secrets? I know you're if you're talking with Chad, you guys have got some ideas thrown around.
We always have stuff coming out. We've been waiting for months for this stuff to come out, but we've all been really focused on battery technology for a while, and this isn't new technology that we're bringing in, but we did have a manufacturer bring us some new butane products.
I saw you a little sneak peek into that too.
We have a butane glue gun that should be in port, I'm hoping next week. It's a really nice quick gun. It heats up like in a minute. It's self-regulating, so you'll hear it. Like when you first turn on, I was like, really heating up that glue, and then once it gets to temp, you hear it cut off or cut down. So it's not constantly burning, just melt, boiling your glue.
Yeah.
To the point where we don't have it. So we in testing, we've been using this, and for the route guys, they'll use it for a couple of days without a problem. And the beauty of it, you run out of butane, you can stop at a gas station and pick up a refill.
Yeah.
So we kind of, and we have they also sent us a new like heat gun, butane heat gun, and it's pretty cool. I'll have to show it to, I don't have it with me, but we're going to do a highlight on it since we've been testing it now. But actually, you can manipulate the nozzle into different positions, which is kind of cool.
Oh, I see. Like turn it. Something.
Yeah, I saw it.
Like 90 degree, or you can go all the way up to 180 with the heat nozzle.
That's cool. That's cool. And that's the stuff some of the mobile guys need. You know, they need that. It's hard when you don't have electric, or it's really cold out there and you need to heat up a panel, or your batteries are running low on your, you know, if you're running a cordless glue gun, that's the stuff you need. I remember the old butane.
That's what we're kind of thinking, something to back up, or something, for quick, dents that, you don't need your gun, like not like a hail guy, you have your gun on all day. Your route guy's like, oh man, I need to glue pull this. All right, turn this gun on. By the time you set up to do the dent, you're ready to start glue pulling it.
Nice.
And butane's cheap
and easy.
Time is money. Time is money.
So now, obviously, we're all hoping that we can do MT Vegas this year. So I'm excited for that.
Happening. It's happening.
How much of an impact has been without having the events for you guys?
We definitely noticed that I went to the Vegas show. We didn't show in Vegas. It's really hard. Everybody thinks we're like this huge company, but we're not like Dentcraft or Ultra, or even A1 or Anson. We don't have a ton of staff. We're still basically a family business with a few employees, and it's really hard for us to do more than one show a year. Now, that being said, Orlando's always been the big show, and it's been a show that we started with. It's a show that we've grown with. I mean, Rico went to the first show when he was like 1 year old. Now you guys just met him. He's 11. Right? And him and Kevin were like best friends forever. I mean, Kevin would send him Christmas presents, and Kevin loves my children.
Nice.
So we did really feel, because just like with hail, and even with doing route work, it kind of comes in cycles. So summertime's gonna be really busy, and then wintertime it kind of slows down. So normally we would be filling orders from the January show all the way out till now. And not having that show, we didn't have that. Now, thankfully, we had other orders coming in. We've been around long enough that I think we have a good reputation, and we were constantly having distributor orders and other things. And we have a lot of products too, but we did feel it. We definitely, and we missed everybody. We missed seeing friends and new faces and old faces. And
I agree.
Next year, I definitely got to get hold of them so we can get our spot. But next year it'll be back where it was the last MTE, and we love that venue. That was nice, being able to come out, and the restaurants are all right there. And that's a big thing for us as vendors, because we're going all day long, and we don't even have time to eat. We have time to go to the bathroom. So it's really nice to walk right out of the venue and bam, right there, have a drink and dinner, and everybody stopping by and talking. We really like that venue.
It's a long weekend when you're working a booth.
It is.
So are you going to Vegas?
Probably not. I did like Vegas because we got to meet a lot of our West Coast customers that I don't usually get to see in Orlando.
They say there's some of the best PDR tags are on the West side.
Come on. See, I love that Stucky's an East Coast guy, so he's got my back.
Hey, I lived out in Henry for a while, so.
And he's an old Dent Wizard guy, so he's definitely got my back. So we're good over here.
I'm Carolina boy, but
I'm just saying it would be nice to see you in Vegas.
Me personally, what we would like, and what I think, I've already voiced my opinion. What I think is fair is that it's not always fair for the West Coast guys to always come to Florida. That's not fair. It's not fair to Ultra. It's not fair to the other companies, that are out that way, Carbon Tech, to come all the way to Orlando every year. My personal feeling, since we can't really do more than one show a year, is move it around. You know, 1 year Orlando, 1 year Texas or St. Louis, 1 year, you know, California or Vegas, and we'd be fine with that. I mean, it kind of balances out, in my opinion. You know, the financial burden, especially too, for you know, the companies, and then you get a chance to meet. It's not fair for West Coast techs to fly all the way to Florida, you know, just to see some new tools.
Yeah.
I got all the text routed up here on the comments. Everyone's like, East Coast, East Coast.
So Josh is asking, I already know the answer. Are you having a dream booth?
No, we are not having a booth, but we are going to be one of the sponsors.
Okay.
So I don't know what we're doing yet. I think I had to talk with Alma. We will have Matt. We will have something for the dream event, and we will, like I said, we are one of the sponsors now.
Cool.
Hey,
again, it's hard. It was hard timing for us. I wasn't even thinking about spring break, but it's just hard to set up, you know, space and inventory to do even a virtual show. You know, for us, because it is hail season and it's our busiest time of the year.
Now, are you still pushing?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Right now, if you know, I have a hail partner I normally work with, Tim Payne. You know, if Tim needs me and I can go, I'll go help him. Or you know, if I have friends, especially in the Carolinas, that need help, I will go help and, you know, help set up, you know, claims drives or whatever they need me to do. But more and more, it's getting harder and harder to take that time and go out. I still do some retail at my shop just so I don't lose my skills.
Yeah.
I'm definitely slower than I used to be. We did a couple cars about a month or so ago, and I can still do the harder dents, and I can still do the technical glue pulling, which is more my specialty. But I'm definitely not at the speed I was 3 years ago.
Yeah. And a lot of these guys don't know you're hand building those lights and doing a lot of this there, correct?
Yes. All the we get, you know, the raw materials from, you know, different sources from U.S. and abroad. But all the lights are built there in Hilton Head. Like we laid the strips, we wired LEDs. I do all the assembly on the XLs. So XLs get assembled by me, and I do final inspection on them before they go out.
Cool. Now, one product you haven't had in stock in a while, and I missed out on it, is the ratchet strap holders.
Yeah, I redesigned that. It's just I have so many projects, and a lot of stuff gets put on the back burner just because of time.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to get to a lot of these things. You know, I redesigned that because I wanted to be able to also hold. I like that strap that was it Dent Engineer that had that strap that hooked to your arms on your stand. Yeah. So I redesigned it so you could actually clamp that to it, and then, you know, tie your strap around it. It's just a matter of getting the time to finish the mold design and get that in production. Because we had, you know, we got the XL light that we redesigned last year. You have that version with the stamped housing. We have a smaller version of that light that we've been working on since last year, for hail estimating. Like we used to make a light like that. It comes with a bag and everything for adjusters and for appraisers. So that's being worked on now. We have a smaller 12-inch light that we're wrapping up design on now. The cart, I have a new adapter that you'll be able to use with our mini light that's in production now, but it's going to take 3 months to get it in. But once we get this adapter, you'll be able to put it in your mini light in your Stuckey holder, and you'll be able to use a DeWalt or Milwaukee battery with it.
Okay.
So with the one light, you'll have 3 different battery sources you can use with it.
That's cool. Yeah, Manny's looking puzzled, and what that ratchet strap holder was it was like a piece of aluminum, and it just kept it organized.
Yeah, so your ratchet strap, normally it just kind of dangles loose, so you would strap it to this piece and you'd wrap your cord around it, and it had a little notch to hold the cord, so you kept it nice and neat, and then get tangled up or knotted up with the other ones or with your tools.
I would pull them out of the bag and it would be like this big spaghetti mess. You know what I mean? When you're getting ready. I was like, man, that was perfect. Telling you, got to get them back in, Carl. Come on.
I know you're not going.
I'm curious, how long does it take to like produce like a tool? What's the average time? Just curious.
For us, it can take realistically a couple years.
Wow.
Because we'll make some prototypes first, and we'll send those out for testing. I have people that, different technicians that I've known for years that will test products for us, and I'll test products, and then we want to try and thoroughly test them before we go into full production with it. Like that, the cart, I actually changed something since the preview of it. I adjusted a couple of things on it, but that cart's been a couple years in the making. And it's just, we'll make a design and we'll test it, and like, well, this doesn't work, let's change this. The hail light, that was years in the making. It really was depend on the product. With something simple like the knockdown or the wedge. Now, of course, we didn't design the wedge. Those things are a little easier to get into production.
Right.
When you're dealing with electronic things, it's a little more complicated because you got to deal with the wiring. You got to deal with the power source and try and figure all that out. And then the cart's really been one of the hardest things to produce so far because there's a lot of parts.
Yeah.
And I've really tried to keep the cost down as much as possible. But just with everything involved, it's going to be up there. Unfortunately, I say unfortunately because I'm not trying to be a millionaire. I want, of course, I want to make a living for me and my family, but also I want to make products for the technicians to help them make money for them and their families.
Yeah.
And it's I mean, me following like Chad and Todd with their cards, following the journey that it took 2 years and how many components are involved in just putting that together. It takes a lot, you know what I mean? Every inch needs to be figured out.
Yeah, I like that. I like the card. It looks good. I like and of course, red and black are my colors, so I really like that.
Now, a lot of people don't know also, are you still producing the hail light stand? I know that was back and forth. Me and you had a conversation at MT about it. Where are you with that one?
Yeah, we're still we're working because right now, the main mount for our light is the Never Lose. That's the most popular mount. We do have a way. Todd's got a 1-inch ball that fits our light that you can use the Ultra collar with. So we're looking at some other mounting options for our light, and we're still working on. We still haven't found the perfect stand.
Yeah.
And we're working. We worked with A1 for a while on one, and we need to go back to the drawing board a little bit on that. And that's the one that I meant to put a poll up the other day because I really want to get everybody's opinion. What would you rather have? Would you rather have a stand that was a little heavier at the bottom so that you didn't have to add weight to it, or would you rather have a little bit lighter stand that you had to add an 8 or 10 pound ankle weight to stabilize it?
I mean, I think hail guys, obviously, because they're traveling, want the lighter one. But me at a shop or me at a body shop, I think it would be better if it was heavier so you didn't have to put the weight on it. But it's going to be a split decision on that, I bet you.
Yeah, because that's kind of where we're at. Because we're like, well, either way, even if putting a weight on it, an 8 to 10 pound ankle weight is still less than a 25 pound car battery.
Yeah.
So, and it's a little easier to travel with or pack. We were using collapsible water jugs. A 2-gallon water jug would do that also, and empty. That thing weighs nothing and takes up no space. The ankle weights are a little more stable, and they look a little nicer.
Yeah,
you wrap them around the base. That's what I use. Because I have the dentless stand on my personal light and a Pro PDR stand, and then my hell partner Tim uses the Ultra stand, and he has the slider with the never loose mount.
Mm-hmm. And that, I'll tell you that those screws that you included with that thing took 2.5 seconds to put the never loose on there.
Yeah, it's easy.
I mean, it was a piece of cake.
Well, fortunately, we actually worked with Todd on a hailstorm when he was working on that mount. So we were able to talk with him about what we were doing and see what he was doing. And we were able to kind of work together to make sure that our components worked with his. And then he made it where it would fit, multiple lights.
Yeah. Nice. Now, are you planning on, I remember you posted it was a while ago, like a quick charger or a multi-battery charger for those batteries?
Again, that's another thing. We had a 6-bank charger originally, and then we cut that down to a 3-bank charger, and we have everything finalized on it. It's just a matter of the time to get it, in production.
But I was surprised. I mean, that thing went 7.5 hours. I was like, holy crap, this thing went long. I was like, geez.
You were almost waiting for it to die so that you could.
Well, I just wanted to see. You know what I mean? It was the first time I really using it, so I wanted to really get to know. Okay, I know we're gonna run out of battery soon. Let me make sure the other one's charged and ready to go. Because I've been running the DeWalt with the Eliminate adapter with the Pro PDR, and you're probably getting 4 hours, 5 hours out of them.
Well, since you're looking at a 12-volt system, which is ours, versus a 18 to 20-volt system, which is DeWalt and Makita, and they use the same cells, but to get that higher voltage, you have to have more of them. So even at the same capacity, that battery at 18 to 20 volts is going to have more battery cells than the same one at 12 volts.
Okay.
And when we test things, that's what I do is I turn it on and I leave it on and I time it, and then we watch it constantly, and we just say then the glue gun we'll run that glue gun. Now we use the same glue guns in the shop. We use them all day. For when we're gluing components down, all 4 stations have that cordless glue gun.
Now, your glue gun's been out for a while. I've never used it, but those glue guns you can repair, right? If the top of it breaks off.
Yeah, you can replace the top.
Okay.
If the base breaks, I mean the glue guns by itself, I think the glue gun's like $100-something for the whole thing without the battery. Mm-hmm. And if you already have a battery, or if you don't have a battery, you can buy the whole thing for $200.
Okay.
And then these guns we're getting, anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. Some guns we run over 10 hours.
Wow.
When I guess with that light, what really made you with the headlight? What really made you make the adjustments just to make that shell more rigid with the ridges in it and the
we looked at plastics, we looked at extrusions, we've used aluminum for years. I used to make a smaller light, which was like our estimation light is now, and then for a long time I was like, I'll make a bigger light. I'm like, no, I don't want to make a bigger light. I'm fine with this light. And then my friend Jesse Brossi, he's like, Carl, if you make a big light, I'll buy it. So I'm like, all right. So I made one finally. But since we went up from a 5-inch housing to a 10-inch housing, for width, there were some new issues that came up with that. We needed more rigidity. So we added, we welded braces inside of that light.
Wow.
Which made it stiffer, but also made it heavier. So then, we finally went to stamping this housing. So you see the gussets and the sides that keeps the flanges from flexing. You see the ribs down the middle that make it rigid, just like a roof on a car, or the body line on your door. Mm-hmm. Those things are there for strength and rigidity of that panel.
And it is light.
and we still want to keep it lightweight. Now, that being said, it is aluminum, and if you drop it, you still can damage it. You know, if you manhandle it, you still can damage it. The upside being aluminum, and we all work on metal, is in most cases you can straighten it out pretty close. And then, with the big polycarbonate lenses versus the old acrylic lenses that we used to use, they're a little more forgiving. The old lenses were the tolerance was so close on it that if you misshape that light any tiny bit, it would mess up the fade. With these new lenses, even if you have a little bit of bowing in your light, it's more forgiving. And then plus with the polycarbonate, we haven't broken one of those yet.
Yeah. And I was grabbing it. I was on a roof, all rough with this thing. Everything he says not to do with that light, I was doing it. So.
And then we said, and we're like, make sure you grab it by your battery holder when you're moving it. And Hudson does that, but he's like, pops that thing off, throws it in the back of his truck, and goes to the next, or his van, and goes to the next job.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I was very impressed. I mean, the detail. It was just a little more. It was like turning the magnifying glass on a Pro PDR. So good job on that thing.
Thanks.
What were you gonna say, man? You were gonna say something. I could see it coming.
You know what? I kind of don't want to ask because it's like I know it's the Stucky light with the battery, but I mean, is there anything coming up for the guys that use like regular batteries and don't use rechargeable batteries?
Now that light you can use. It's got a external power jack, so you can use it on a car battery if you really wanted to. You can plug it into the battery holder itself.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So with all our products, we've tried to incorporate a backup.
Yeah.
So for our mini lights, if your battery dies and you have an extension cord, you can run that light off your charger for short term. Same thing with the hail light. You can run that light off your charger, and the glue gun also. You can run them all off of 110 off your charger if you have to. And with the hail light, I don't think we have any more in stock, but you can get the 12-volt coil cords with the same jack, and you can run those off a car battery.
That's why you gotta love the Dent Digest show, because honestly, I didn't know that, and that's all it's holding me back from. I mean, that light that is just
I'm telling you,
I've used it, by the way. I love the light. You know,
just get rid of that old car battery. Nobody wants that.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Really get rid of it. You know, we do get asked that quite a bit. They're like, hey, can I get this? Can I get that? But really, once you use it for a little while and you have that freedom of not having to drag that heavy battery around or not have to worry about tangling your cord, moving your light around, that freedom is liberating. Like you're like, I'm not going back to that again.
The cord is I can't even say a word.
Like for me, it balances out because it's just like, you know, moving around the shop is just like sometimes you got the light all the way up, all the way down, and it's just like having that battery at the bottom. I don't have to worry about having that light tilt. You know,
I get that, and that is an option for you. You can use it like that without the
Just buy one of his lights and leave the car battery on the stand. It'll make you feel better.
Yeah, no, that's no. Actually, I'm coming up to needing a new light, and you know, your light is basically that's what I'm going for.
Now, yeah. Adam Jones is asking, will the new lens work with his old light?
Yes, just contact me because I just need to know. I just need a picture of the back of the light where the switches are to know which version of the XL you got, whether it's the alpha, beta, or gamma, because there's a little bit of a trim. So if you have a beta, I'll have to trim the lens like a couple millimeters to make sure it fits properly. But like if you order a lens, we generally try to contact you and make sure that we get the one that you need.
He was at my shop yesterday and he saw my lens compared to his lens. So I think he, you know, he had his broke out on one side of the car. I had mine on the other side, and
you see a difference. Now, one thing we also do is, you know, if you have a problem with your light or any of our products and it it needs repair, first of all, you have a 1 year, warranty against any kind of defects. But even after, or even if it's your fault, you dropped it or you plugged it into the wrong thing and fried your circuit board on it, contact us, send it in. Normally we only charge for parts if it's something major, like you need like a new suction cup or something. But generally we only charge for most repairs, we only charge shipping.
Yeah.
If you dropped your light and you bent it, send it to me. I'll straighten it out as best I can and send it back to you.
Well, I want you to get back to your family on your vacation. I don't want to keep you too long. Where can people buy your tools?
StuckyTools.com.
Nice.
Keep it simple.
Well, Carl, I appreciate you coming on, bud. Even on
Thanks,
your
guys.
vacation.
Thanks for having me. Manny, I'll get with you later. We're going to have to get some stuff for you to play with.
Oh, yeah. Love to.
Carl, you have a great night.
Yeah, enjoy your vacation. You're living the dream there, right there.
He is.
You're living the dream.
Matt Boy gets shot tomorrow and have a little bit of work on vacation, but that's okay.
Hey, but that's what I mean. Living the dream on vacation, still being, in shows, still doing work. I mean, hey.
Have a great night. Tell wifey we said hi.
I will. Thank you, guys. I'm trying to read the comments here.
And
if you have a problem, send it to us or contact me. We'll try and get you working.
Carl's easy to deal with. We are super lucky in this industry. I mean, there he is. I don't know what just happened, but we are super lucky in this industry that a lot of the tool manufacturers were dent guys, and they take care of us, all of us. Doesn't matter what it is. I've had a limited light forever and mailed it back to them because I had an issue. It was back here for no charge. It's a lot of you guys just really do a good job in taking care of us, and we all appreciate what you guys do. So
we like you said, we were techs. Some of us are still we still are techs. Our main thing is I don't want to hear at the expo that you got your light last year and started having problems a couple months later, and you waited till the expo to contact me about it, and it's been sitting in your toolbox or in the side of your shop that whole time. I want my products making you money.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the whole point of it. That's why when this whole thing first started, the first cordless light that I made was because we didn't have one.
Yeah.
And I wanted it and I needed it. So we made it.
Nice.
So that's the whole point of this, to make your life easier, to help you make more money and to make the industry better.
Yeah.
Well, keep innovating. Keep doing your thing. I'm excited to see what you have in the future.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Have a great.
Hope to see you in MTE.
See ya.
Like I said, we'll definitely be there. We'll definitely be in Orlando.
All right. Cool.
See you, Carl. Have a great evening.
You too.
See ya.
Hey, I just want to give a quick shout out to all the guys that we have here watching the show. We got Mr. Q, Adam Jones, Julio, Danny D. Benny in the house.
Yeah.
Josh Dragos, Mr. Atlantic. Dent and Dreams is in the house too.
Yeah, Josh Dragos. I mean, a lot of the guys, Q, Hunters, Chris Allen, Straight Lines, Josh Readers, Chris Brown, another Cali boy.
Another Cali boy.
He's getting really good on the camera. He was really shy in the beginning when he would come on or do live things, and I see him on Mike Toledo's show doing like a live ride around. He's turning into a superstar. So it's awesome.
He's probably still shy, but he's letting it loose with Mike because he has
Dave O on here. What's up, Dave?
Dave O in the house today.
So let me tell you though, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. That's something about that halide, Manny.
Yeah.
Something about it. And like I said, I've got them all. I've got the Illumident. I've got, which is extremely heavy. Great light, but heavy. I got the Pro PDR and the Stucky, but something with the detail on the Stucky and something with not having that cord, dude.
Yeah, no.
I know you with cords. You just destroy stuff and have to rebuild it.
You see my other pro PDR light, how it lasts.
You engineered the new engineering for that light. Because if you see it, it just comes out. The wire just comes out of the back of it now. There's no plug.
Oh, I got to show you how it looks right now. But no, you know, Paul had a situation with a Challenger the other day that he had some dents on the roof rail that he just needed help to blend in and, like, you know, just finesse it, right? And then so I went out there and he has the Stucky light, you know, and he has it all set up and he's like, yeah, man, let's go for it. And I was like, Stucky light. I'm like, I've never used a Stucky light before. And then, you know, I got in there and blend, and it was just like, you're right. Something with that shade. And I think I know what it is. It's just that.
It's a depth of the lens to the LED.
Yes. Yes.
And like I said, the Stucky's known for his fog.
Yeah.
Everybody, all the Dent Wizard guys have all these Stucky lights. Like Dave Johnson, Dent Wizard guy, right down the road here. You got to get a Stucky mini light. And I'm like, I got all these Illuminant lights. I can't keep. And I was like, the next time I need a mini light, I'm going Stucky. And he's like, I'm telling you, something about the fog. Something about the fog.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the no cord is the ticket. And at first I was worried about the top of it being really heavy with the battery encased in it. But I've got the ankle weights. I got 10-pound ankle weights on there. Today I was doing a truck roof. And I have a jump box at the shop, and I just set the jump box on there just in case, because I was all the way up and extended with the boom. So,
yeah,
you know, it's really nice.
And that's where it happened to me, that I was using it on that car with Paul. And I did reach one point where I was trying to move the light, and then it did that tilt. And I was like, oh, this is why I don't got this light, you know? And that's why I asked to see if I could use it with my battery, because I would love to have that light.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm so used to with that weight in the bottom.
Just leave the weight and buy that. I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, you're gonna look at this episode and you're gonna be like, dude, something about not having the cord and not worrying about it and just flinging that thing around. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's the change. We're always so hard-headed about change, you know? And the thing, what I mean about that is just that I'm so used to just every day when I leave, drive my light to the charging station, plug it up, and go home. You know what I mean? And it's the change to just take off those batteries, put it on the charger, you know?
Are you scared?
Never scared. I ain't never scared. But no, I definitely got to jump on it. And I was hoping he was going to go to NT in Vegas, because that's where I was going to try to jump on it. You know, because yeah, I'll show you tomorrow my Pro PDR light. It's
time.
Yeah.
The good thing with that is you can hang it up in the shop and be like, do you know how much money that light made me?
Yeah.
And another thing I wanted to bring up, and I posted something earlier in the week. I am in love with that 2MB1 card, dude. I am telling you, it's changed. And Chad's been right. Chad's kind of predicted the future for me a couple times. He's my buddy, you know, but he looked at me and said, I'm telling you, you get that Carbon Tech hood stand, it's going to change the way you do things. I'm like, whatever, dude. It's $1,200. Whatever. I got a hood stand over here, $200. It does what it needs to do. I was wrong. Then he's like, this card's going to change your life. And I'm like, how can a charge change my life? Come on, man. There's no way. Whatever. But I'll still buy it. You know,
the functionality. It's just like, you know, it's like what you were saying earlier, just like time is money, you know, just like you got to figure out how to work quicker, more.
You know what it is? I have to use less brain cells. And you know why I say that? Because, and they make complete perfect sense. This makes complete sense. You take a tool and you're cramming it in one of those holes. You have to look down and find that hole and stick it in the hole. And then you have to fight sometimes to get them out. Bro, this thing, it's so nice pulling it out. It really is. It's just, and I, you know, on the floor, on the Swiss Trax floor, nothing falls out. There's no sound. You know, the cling, 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 cling. You don't have any of that.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And
even the wheels, right? They're like really solid wheels.
Yeah. I mean, it's really nice, dude. I'm now transitioning. I just put the tower on, and I'm now transitioning my glue stuff to there because I have my roll around like R&I cart that I have my glue in too.
Okay.
So I'm transitioning that over. So I have to let you know how I like that. You know, that's going to be an adjustment for me too. But right now, I'm pretty much set up to where I don't have to pull a tool out of my truck.
Oh, that's cool.
It's almost there. It's not everything, but I'm that old tech that have been using the same tools for a long time.
Yeah.
And I've got to use those tools. I got to use this 245 in the door, or the Blem door tool, or whatever. But now I'm using some of the more Reapers. I'm using more of the stuff that I have.
Yeah.
Some of the door lords, which I've actually really liked the door lords. It's got a long kick on it and good draw. But yeah,
you're right. There's something about just knowing what you have and having easy access. And
you know what? You look at it and you look at a lot of guys' carts, and while they're working on a car, they're thrashing and they're throwing their tools on top. This has those V's, and originally it was for the handles to lay in. Bro, they just lay across and nothing's getting tangled. I just feel really organized, and I don't have to concentrate as much to grab tools.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm also that guy that tools end up on the floor. It happens.
But I mean, are you the type that, like, after that car leaves, you pick up all your tools, reset and get for the new, or you just leave everything on the floor, pull the new car and get going with that?
I've learned over the years, organization is key.
Yeah.
And you know what else? I feel
it's almost like how doctors work too, Ryan.
Yes, 100%. I feel like I'm not giving the next car the right justice.
Oh.
Like, that car's coming in, it should get the same professional approach as the last car.
Yeah.
So, but that could be OCD too. So,
No, I don't know. I mean, I like when I go to the dentist and they reset all their tools, just like brand new tools for everything. It just makes you feel good. Like, oh,
I was sitting there. I was at the dentist on Tuesday, and I was sitting there looking at the table, and I was like, man, if they made a miniature 2MB1 mod rail, this stuff would fit on the mod rail. This would actually work really well because you wouldn't have to touch either side. Like, sounds... there you go, Todd. There's your tech tip. Sell them to the dentist.
Sell them to That's cool, man.
Well, look, guys, we are going to get out of here. Next week's show, Manny's going to join me again.
Oh, let's do it.
And we're going to get in a little bit of check-in. So you're going to be surprised on who we're going to get in here and have some good tech conversations. And should be a good one.
Cool, man. Yeah.
Sign up for the Dream event. Support these guys. Like I said, a lot of effort's gone in. Get on there. It's going to be Saturday. Check it out. They're doing a lot of giveaways, a lot of tool deals. I just ordered some stuff from A1, and I was like, why in the hell didn't I wait? Because they're going to have a deal for this Dream event.
Are you going to MTE Vegas, by the way?
Of course.
All right.
I'm coming. I may even come a couple days early because I need to get out of Maryland for a little bit.
Yeah. You coming out to compete in the dent trials or what?
No. Come on. I go there. I go to MTE to relax and have fun with my friends. I definitely don't want to stress about a dent. I'm not as good as you, Manny. So
come on.
I'm really good at wet sand and buffing, baby. Toe cut.
Hey, Joshua is asking if I figure out who made that large tip, and I think I know which tip he's asking about. Maybe you know, Ryan. Hold on, what's it?
I don't know what tip he's talking about, Josh. We're gonna see.
I hope this is the one. Like the big.
I don't know.
Tip.
Who makes it?
I can't really remember who I got this from. Can't remember if I got it from
CarePoint.
No, it must have been like either Dentcraft or like Dent Gear.
Maybe Dent Gear. It's definitely not a Dent Craft.
Yeah.
Is it plastic lined on the in it?
Yeah, it's plastic on the inside, and then it's just like rubber. I don't know, like a rubber plastic that wraps around it. But yeah, Joshua was really interested in finding out who did this, because I use this for like bumpers, you know, because bumpers you do something too sharp and it just like it'll leave the push mark.
I don't do bumpers, so I don't know.
And so, I mean, but if anyone knows where Joshua could find this one, let me know or let him know. This is what the Dent Digest show is all about, you know, dent techs. So please help out another brother. Oh yeah, didn't say you said Dent Gear.
That means it's gone.
Joshua, Dent Gear's not around anymore.
But Manny will sell that for $300.
Perhaps.
It's half your Stucky light. It's half your Stucky light.
Hey, yeah, there you go. But yeah, so I mean, or if anyone knows something similar to it, you know, I think these are great to have. You know, sometimes you know how like sometimes you have those big dents and you just know there's that one spot that you just need a good push, but you don't want to go with like too sharp of a tip because then you poke it or something. You know, this is when this stuff comes in handy.
You know what else that would be good for? A big nasty dent on the roof. You got a crown around it, right? Hold pressure with the tool. Hold pressure there on that crown and push at the same time.
God, Mr. Roof Guy.
Do you know what I mean? It would help take the tension off of there. So you're taking that with your right hand. You're pushing down. You're just pushing down on the crown. You're putting pressure on that crown, and you're pushing the low. And I bet you it.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. But multiple uses for sure, you know.
That's bumpers, I could see that could be key for pumpers.
Yeah. That's the reason why you got to jump in, you know, whenever you hear anyone talking about a new tool or like specific tool, you got to jump
just
on
like
it and
the
get
Stucky
it
light.
Because the Stucky light. You know what other tool has also been every time I post it, everyone's like, where do you get that thing from? Let me show it to you. That spring steel tool.
Yeah, you can get those from Anson. Zeddy, I think, is the name of it.
Yeah.
I don't have one, but I was just talking to a body tech about that because he was working on a Sprinter sliding door or a Sprinter quarter that had all those high spots.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, I can never get my hand in there and dolly it. And I'm like, there's a tool that works really good for that. I don't have it.
And you know, it's been out for some time already. Mm-hmm. But it's one of those tools that it's just, you know, it's in the back counter, you know. But man, once you use it, it's just you get creative with this thing.
I see you using it all the time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, anything that I could use it, I love to use it because it's just so simple. It works. It does not chip the paint on the top because someone asked me like if I'm breaking the paint, but no, I mean, it's just like when you're pushing. Sometimes you push hard and you don't know what you're doing. It's the same thing with this. It's just you calculate, you know, how much you pull on that spring.
Does it come with tips?
No. I mean, basically just comes like this, but that's the thing that you're able to put whatever kind of tips you're working with, you know?
Danny says too many cheap dent guys out there.
You know, it's just that the prices, I think that the prices sometimes scare some of the techs, but yeah. I think that we also forget that some of these companies are looking for the best materials. Yeah. And, you know, the materials have not gotten any cheaper either.
No, I think it's worse now. I mean, like Stucky was saying, just getting this stuff anymore. The delay, you know, the China, you know, it's. I remember when I had Chris White on here and they were talking about molds and how all of their molds, a lot of their molds were made in China, just because of the cost. You know, that's the hardest thing. I remember as soon as COVID hit, everybody's like, we're all doing manufacturing in the U.S. We're all going to do it the U.S. way. Well, the cost, man, it's, you know, I mean, it's just too difficult.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad that it's that way, but it is what it is. That's the world we're in.
And that's the thing. Like, if you look at tools from 10 years ago, you look at, you know, the type of product and what today's product is, it's different, you know, it's a lot heavy duty, you know, more solid, but same thing. It's not going to get any cheaper, you know? And I think that sometimes the prices, the scarce, you know, takes away. I mean,
the other thing is I think a lot of this stuff's really good quality. You know, like even these hole straightener, it's got some weight. I mean, this is not a cheap tool. You know, this thing is.
You feel it. I mean, you could feel it when you hold that thing.
And like I said, I mean, I use it so much I've starting to wear his logo away, but I use it almost every day.
You know, I forgot to ask you, how small of a hole can you fix with that?
Oh, that's a good question, but it's smaller than a quarter. So, I mean, it's like the size of a standard hood insulator clip.
Because I was hoping that it could fix like the 1/8,
like the hood seal.
Yeah, like the the hood seals, or like small. The weather strips on the door. Those
you can use.
Those you can use. Okay.
But the hood seals, I have not been able to. So,
because the one that I have, I have another version, different model, but that's always my biggest issue with that. That
yours has a wider head, right?
Yeah, and it uses like a little screw. So I've always been thinking like maybe if I change the screw to a smaller, but you can't because the thread of the screw, it's already like a 1/8, you know. Yeah. And those are the only little holes that time to time is like it's hard to fix because they're so small. You know, that's why I was curious to see if that was.
I had an F-150, aluminum F-150, and used this on those weather strip holes.
Okay.
So great tool.
Okay.
Well, it's about that time. Hour and 12 minutes in.
You got a busy day tomorrow or what?
I do. Nice. Shane got his second vaccine tonight, so I don't think he's going to be available tomorrow.
Oh,
and I got a hood and a roof to do. Nice. And I got 5 retail jobs at the shop. So
wow,
it'll be a whole day at the shop, but hey, why not, right?
Yeah. That's cool, Ryan. So wait a minute. I don't think a lot of people know here, but you're talking about a shop?
I did. I opened up a shop. I got to sign the lease in October.
Nice.
I've been kind of leaking it a little bit. Manny's been on my butt saying, when are you going to start doing something? The time is pretty much here. It's a nice, quaint little place. It's just a little place. So, but it's perfect. You know, it's been kind of set it up to be a drop off and a pickup touchless for COVID.
Nice.
And it's been really, really nice. We were there Tuesday, never even left, you know, billed really good money out of there. And you know what it is? It's just different. And Manny said this from go. And I've been renting a space in a body shop for 7 years. Having your own space is just different. Even though I'm still doing mobile, it's just different. You know, it's just, I mean, look at Adam Jones. He was there yesterday helping with the hail car. It's just clean. It's just nice. It's somewhere nice to, I look at it as, I tell everybody at the body shops are like, oh, you got a shop? You know, I'm like, yeah, it's just a really good place to eat lunch. You know, it's just different. It's just a different feel when you can sit down, be clean, take your time on a repair. You know, like Manny and I talk all the time. Like, I'm leaving the shop at 8 o'clock FaceTime. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm leaving the shop. He's like, oh, working late, huh? I'm like, you know what? I love it because nobody's calling. Nobody's bugging me. The other thing I never realized was, and I would see you do it a lot, turn the lights off.
Oh, yeah.
Today, Stucky light on, white roof, lights were off. Shane walked in. He's like, what the hell are you doing in here? And I'm like, dude, it's just different.
Yeah. You know, it's funny that you say that. I was watching Dave O the other day at their, Dentless Touch shop too.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to them. And they were working on a car, and their shop it's all white, and it's just like it's so bright. And I almost felt like, man, if I could just turn off the light, I think that would be so sweet.
Yeah. And Chris he did a nice job on that shop. It's nice. I know he's wanted a larger space for a lot of years, and it looks really good.
But just being able to just turn off the light, just be cool like that. It's just
fixing the dent. It's different. It is. It's some of those white. It's so bright in my shop. I mean, white is just brutal. So I just turn the lights off. I got a little neon sign in the corner. Gives me that little bit of ambiance color and make it happen.
Hey, I have an idea. Maybe we should turn the table around and do a Dent Digest show at your shop, and do like a RPS Dent Specialist from mobile to a shop. And
we should. We could
so
do that.
We could have all the guys check out the shop, man. I think it's
it won't take long. It's so small. It's like the size of a porta pot.
But it'll be cool for the guys to check out your shop and maybe ask you questions.
I'm gonna start doing some lives from the shop. I'm trying to get to Manny. Manny's killing it on Instagram.
Stop it, boy.
Because
you've been doing mobile for a very long time, right? And so it'd be cool for guys to see that respect you, and what you do from going mobile into a shop. I'm sure that there's a lot of guys out there that would love to just hear your input, your feedback, how you're doing.
It's that balance for me right now. I have such good mobile customers, the body shops that I service. I don't know if I'll completely go all shop. It's weird because right now the ones that are like really close just come and drop cars off. I'm like, what the hell is this? Oh yeah, we just dropped. Okay, perfect. But I try to do 2 full days, at least 2 full days there.
Nice.
But we're there almost every day. So like I'll start our day there. We'll bang out 2 retail cars and then go do mobile. That's nice. What we've been doing. I am still doing some mobile retail, not as much. For one, I feel like
doing mobile service.
For one, I'll tell you, I feel like since COVID, the damage has just gotten so much worse than it was. Like I feel like we're just fixing worse and worse and worse stuff. I've been on a run of Teslas again, so I don't know what's going on. It's been a run, man. I mean, we did 2. I mean, they just like an older fella showed up the other day and he's like, I heard you're good at fixing Teslas. And I'm like, whoever told you that is not on my good list. But
I think it's the shop,
It could be. They very well could. And a lot of guys don't know, I'm connected to a detail garage, which is owned by chemical guys.
Hey, maybe you should hold that back until you tell us the full story until you do your show on that.
That is a huge advantage that I have.
Nice.
So we'll get into that.
Cool.
Well, Manny, I appreciate you coming on, buddy.
Thank you for having me. Shout outs to all the dent techs and watch the show in the comments.
And definitely, I appreciate you guys being involved and watching, and I got some good ideas coming up. I got a little dry there trying to get you guys some education, some information, but I got some good shows coming up, some different stuff, and Mandy's going to be here next week, and it's going to be a good one. I'm excited for next week.
Yeah. It's going
to be a fun show. So you guys have a great evening. Thank you for joining us.
Have a great Friday. Great weekend.
Crush it. The weather here is supposed to be great, so I'm ready. It's those things when you get to open the doors, the music's playing. So, But you guys have a great evening. Thanks for watching, and go to Stucky Tools and buy some stuff. That hail light is off the hook. Have a great night. Keep it real. See you guys next week.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.